Jimmy here with Every Mountain Top on top of Spanish Fork Peak. You will notice by this giant little thing here and this beautiful thing here, mailbox. Anyway, Spanish Fork Peak, you can see to the north or south there. There's Loafer and Santa Quinn Peak, Dry Mountain, Bald Mountain, and way in the back there's Mount Nebo. Love it. And there's Utah Valley, and over to the north you got Provo Peak and Cascade, Freedom, Temp, and beyond. So, beautiful place to be up here. Now, today I want to talk about, make sure I'm in focus here, David, as in the David and Goliath David. He is someone that we can all relate to. He suffered some of the same temptations that is common to man, and unfortunately and sadly, he did give in to them later in life. But that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is the good that he did before. The amazing, miraculous story of David and Goliath. Now, in Samuel chapter 17, verse 20, talks about three things that David did that I believe helped prepare him to be able to complete such a miracle. In that verse, the first thing, it says that David got up early in the morning. Now, I don't know if this was a common thing for David, but I assume that it was. It's something that is very common throughout many discourses, talks, and lessons of general authorities. They often say it, and it's spoken of often in the scriptures of prophets, that when they get up early in the morning, it is a time to receive revelation. It's a time to clear your mind and to connect, to be near God. So, why not take advantage of that yourself? Even if you're not a morning person, it's a habit that you can develop. And it's possibly one of those habits that are going to lead you to recovery. How do you do that? Well, I learned from a really good friend of mine, Chris Miles, the strength in your morning ritual is determined the night before. So if you want to have a great study session, be able to kneel in humble prayer, get up early, you're not going to just magically wake up at 6:30 or 5:30 or whenever you decide. You decide the night before, meaning you decide when you're going to go to bed and you decide when you're going to get up. If you don't, you're going to hit that snooze button over and over again until you just have to get up for work or whatever. So, decide the night before. Set a time, set your intention for what you'd like to have happen. Would you like to study? Would you like to exercise? Would you like to receive revelation? Write in a journal. Whatever it is that your soul needs, please set the intention, decide the night before, and then get up early and do it. Especially if you got little kids at home. Sometimes that's the only time you can get peace. So, do it. Second thing David did, it says that he left the sheep with a keeper. Now, I'm not saying that you need to leave your commitments or whatever and go to do something different. What I believe it says is that David was someone that was faithful in keeping his commitments. He had a commitment to the sheep, to care for them, and he also had a request from his father to go to another place. Well, he didn't just take off and say, "Oh, I hope the sheep are okay." He was honorable in fulfilling his commitment. He made sure the sheep were taken care of before he went on to his next commitment. Third, David was one that was where he was supposed to be, when he was supposed to be. He was obedient to his father in that way. Too bad he didn't remember that later on in life, because I believe that would have helped him tremendously. But what he did do at that time, or this time, in verse 20, is that his father said, "I need you to go to the war front." Now, maybe he was really excited about this, I don't know. From what his brother says later, it sounds like he was excited about it. But the fact was that he was where he was supposed to be. He didn't stay home. His father said go, and he went. He was obedient. He was where he was supposed to be, when he was supposed to be, with whom he was supposed to be. It goes the same for us. Are we in the place that we should be? Are we with the people we should be with? Are we where at the right time? Okay? Same thing keeping commitments. Do we honor to our wives and our families saying, "I'll be home by a certain time"? Do those things. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. It's very close to the principle of being present, which is a whole nother topic we want to get to another day, because that's essential with these digital addictions. So, those are the tips for the day. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 20. Go read it, study it. Go study about David and what he did to be successful and increase his faith. I promise you, and I testify, that as you do those things that promote faith in your life, God's hand will touch you, and you will be lifted up and strengthened. He wants you to be successful. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be the best that you can be now and forever. So, keep going, keep climbing. You can do it. Look up, get up, and you reach the summit.